Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hello, my name is Austin Anderson, Business Development Officer.
Hi, I'm Anthony Princeton, the coordinator.
And we're with the Forum for Workforce Development, a collaborator with the Consortium for Public Education. Today, we're interviewing Steve Gerba, an automation engineer for DMI Companies, as part of our Career Journeys video series to share insights into a professional's pivotal experiences and career pathways. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thank you.
So my first question for you is, tell me about DMI Companies and your role there. What do you do as an automation engineer?
So DMI Companies is a pretty rapidly growing manufacturing company for HVAC products. So my goal as an automation engineer is to take our machines and quote unquote dumb equipment and give them some smart feedback and other signals and data that we can interpret and also control. So I make these machines safer to operate, I make them more efficient, and I work with a lot of PLCs, which are programmable logic controllers, and I work with a lot of our IT and networking to kind of set up an infrastructure and make our machines a little bit smarter in every way that I can.
So why did you ultimately choose to get into being an automation engineer?
I guess I chose automation and manufacturing because I like to work hands-on and I like to problem solve and create things from scratch. Like I have a tendency to get involved with everything, whether it's mechanical, electrical, automation is kind of a combination of everything. So if you name it, I probably have scratched the surface on it at least a little bit.
So you've gotten into a lot of kind of different engineering. It's not just been one kind of focus for engineering for you, has it?
No, it has not been a focus at all. I've kind of spread out, divide and conquer, and worked with almost every team member we have here. It's like a variety of all the fields and the trades and skills. And it's really eye-opening because you kind of get to see what other people have to work with. And then we work together as a team really well. I've actually just started as a full-time employee like back in May. I've been interning here for about 4 or 5 years now. I started out as a lab technician. You know, I came to this job thinking I'm gonna be a production worker because I just needed a job. And I don't know how it happened. I guess it was just me working with everything. And I told them I was going to school for mechatronics engineering. I got moved from the lab up to with the engineers, and then I started doing mechanical work. Well, next thing I'm working with the electrician. Next thing I'm doing programming. And now I have my own kind of area or job title that we've never had before because we've never had like a control system engineer. So I'm kind of fulfilling that role, and I'm trying to bring us up to like good industry standards. I'm trying to get like a good foundation for electrical work and programming work.
What are some skills that make you particularly good at your job?
I would say because of my desire to, like I said, to problem solve and troubleshoot, I'd say these skills make up like 50% of my job. It's just trying to analyze and figure out a problem and look at, you know, every single page of the book that I possibly can. And then the other 50% of my skills, I'd say, come from my STEM skills, such as math, any technology, or any of the trades that I use. And we do a lot of calculations, at least in my area, for electrical engineering. So I kind of combination of that desire to want to problem solve and then all my skills in math come together for this job.
So I know the typical day might not exist anymore, but what would a typical day as an automation engineer look like for you?
A typical day for me is really diverse. There might be days where I kind of sit in my office like today and I get to even just create electrical schematics and kind of plan out my operation. It might be a troubleshooting day or an installation day where I'm out in the field and I'm hooking up sensors and equipment and I'm going on the computer to see what's going on in my program. So my day's pretty diverse. I kind of like it because I'm not always stuck in one spot. You know, I get to kind of see all the areas of the job.
So do you do a lot of field work with your position?
Oh yeah, I actually was just flown out to Wagner, Oklahoma. We had a new manufacturing plant we're putting in there, and I got to do all the field devices that they're called, like sensors, actuators, motors, you name it. I get to hook it up, work with our electrician, and then I get to program the machine so that it does all its machine processes.
What kinds of things should students do in high school, either academically or extracurriculars? Any activities to help prepare for a career in your kind of field?
I would say to take up all the math and physics courses you can to prepare, because even if you don't use them in this particular job, they can apply to almost any other career. So there's been many times in high school where I told myself, oh, I will never use this in my life. I said the same thing to calculus. I came to my job and I did a calculus interval the very first month of work. So that kind of gives you an idea, like each career is going to use some bit of math or your STEM field. So I would say stick to those STEM programs, especially you'll find out what you enjoy and what you like to do. And then if there's after school activities, like I know a lot of high schools these days have robotics clubs. That's how I got started. It kind of sparked my journey and got involved with a lot of different professors and teachers and instructors. And if it wasn't for that one class I took in robotics, I don't think I'd ever do this job or would have been here. So it kind of changed my life.
What kind of post-secondary training do you need in order to be successful as an automation engineer?
If you're going to be going into automation, I would say a college education that works with technology. For instance, I took a mechatronics engineering, so we have that wide variety of training, or even like a trade technician school where you can be a technician working alongside like PLCs or networking infrastructure. A lot of those skills you have to use. It's more than just that book smart degree. You're a combination of both. So just something to get you a good foundation and a background of what type of field you're going to be working into.
What questions should people ask themselves if they are considering a career in your field?
If they're coming to my field, I would say ask themselves, do they like to problem solve and troubleshoot and be creative? This is one of those industries where you have the freedom to design things and come up with creative concepts to fix issues that someone might not have. And the second question I would ask is, do you like to work in a team? Or do you prefer to work alone? Because engineering is kind of team-based, and it's really nice to kind of rely on your coworkers and friends, and you come together to solve a problem that you've been having trouble with.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been incredible. Really, really great stuff. Really great insight. So thank you.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate doing this stuff. Like I'm always trying to help out students or anybody kind of figure out their career.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!